Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 10th of December, 2025. Starting with the synoptic, midnight last night to begin, quite messy there with these two defined and fairly deep lows, actually. Just the north of Scotland there at 959 and out to the west there as well. Bit of a ridge of high pressure trying to work its way up from the general sort of Azores direction, but not doing a great deal to push the depressions away. By midday today, that's not a great deal of change. Fairly smooth and close isobars, indicating a fairly brisk westerly flow. A couple of troughs, one to the north there, passing through Scotland and the borders, and this one that is missing us to the south and just sort of heading in towards Brittany there. So we do have a relatively clear day of moderate sort of average pressure. We 1014 roughly today, maybe slightly higher. So it should be a fairly pleasant day once it's all cleared, but still fairly gusty today as well. The next few days, no significant change until sort of Friday, and we start to get some frontal activity with this large cold front here coming in, and that should more or less ruin things on Friday for us, but only time will tell. Now back to today, looking at the sat pic here, you can see occasional little bit of sort of low-level cloud, but the vast majority of this part of the country is mostly clear, with a big band of cloud to the north over Scotland and this one here just off the south coast. And with that, not a great deal of rain, a little bit going through Wales at the moment, and quite a big patch up in Scotland there where the cloud was, but in our area remaining clear. And if we look at the Met Office prediction for today, apart from this shower here that may very well get us, that's 10 o'clock there. So we might just get a tail end of that about 10:30, quarter to 11. But other than that, nothing anticipated throughout today. The Odium TAF, 220 degrees, 14 knots for the wind. Visibility is greater than 10 kilometers with a few clouds at 2,500 feet. There's a prop 30 in for this morning into the early afternoon of Scath at 800 feet and a prop 30 of mid-morning today afternoon, 230, 15 gusting 26. So fairly breezy today from the side. And Farnborough there, 210 degrees, 12 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, with scattered cloud at 2,000 feet. They've got a prop 30 in for this morning into the early afternoon, 240, 15 gusting 25, and 4,000 meter viz with heavy showers and broken CBs at 900 feet. So it'll be interesting. That's probably what that large shower that we saw on the Met Office prediction there going through was. Hopefully not expecting anything locally. There was no mention of that from Odium, but we will monitor that and see. We'll just refresh this. Looking at the Windsor Loft, fairly consistent to the south of us here, 260, 25 knots across the board there, and to the north, 250, a little bit stronger actually, to 30 to 35 knots at flying height. So we can expect somewhere in the region of 30 knots, 1,000 feet, and 2,000 feet here. Surface wind, so we can see at this time, windy here, fairly moderate southwesterly across the airfield there, fair southerly component to it. We just move that forward until 2 o'clock, much more west in it there, and less of a crosswind. In the Met Office there, showing the strengths around 10 knots throughout the day, gusting up to 20, 21 knots, which doesn't quite agree with the Odium TAF. And it does seem fairly gusty out there, so we'll see it's possibly going to be a little bit stronger than shown here. And we can see here as well, coming round to the west a little bit more than it is first thing. Temperature-wise, possibly 11 or 12 degrees in the warmest part of the day, obviously feeling a bit cooler, and a dew point there of 8 degrees. We're presently up to 9.6 with a dew point of 7.8, and that's hopefully going to continue rising. Yesterday we reached about 13, so it has been very, very mild for this time of year. And there's the webcam on the south side looking to the west, and you see a fair bit of cloud there. That was about a quarter of an hour ago. If we just refresh that, you can see that's already started to clear off with nice blue skies awaiting us. On to SkySight now. If we just have a look at the cross section for Lasham itself, you see a low cloud to begin with, increasing in level up to around about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and we should have a reasonable cloud base throughout. No rain predicted there, certainly in recognition of those CBs. And cloud distribution here on top Meteo, and showing a little bit of sort of multi-Q and a little bit of cumulus as well, actually, but no real CB activity shown on here. No time space in the forecast and the nature of what we're doing today. There's nothing there that's relevant to us. So we'll move on to glider bookings. There's two K21s booked flying today and one on the casual list. There's a K13 for trial lessons. I don't believe there are any trial lessons, so that can be used by the casual list as well. And there's also 5 on the casual list with 3 instructors throughout the day. Plenty of single seater availability, and the simulator is probably in use in the morning, but there is good availability on that. One movement today, an A320, that's going to be departing around 13:30 local. And in summary, low pressure to the north with the trough passing to the south. We can expect the low cloud to clear, as we've seen it's doing already, and we're not anticipating any rain locally to us. So gusty southwesterly flow to begin, becoming more west southwesterly late morning. But we will certainly begin operating runway 23, and we'll have the cables on the east side. Boom. Grass is very wet, so we'll be launching off the runway. And when you are landing, please try and land relatively short. Avoid going down into the bottom end of the triangle, and be very, very careful with your wheel brake usage, please. There's our airfield setup with the winching on the eastern side there and air towing from the grass on the north. And of course, landing to the side. Make sure you do land reasonably into the field and just do your best to avoid the really wet patches down here. That's all for me this morning. I'll see you out there shortly. So have a good day and keep it safe. Thank you.